So, a Maverick ban here for Guidance coming out. What do you make of that there, Demo? That's a sort of a different change-up?
Yeah, Maverick's certainly in a very good spot at the moment in terms of what he brings. Typically, we see him a lot more on maps. For example, I would say Clubhouse is a very big one for him. This one, not so much. I can kind of see where the players of Guidance are coming from, because Maverick can be used pretty well in terms of opening up potential, I would say, angles in towards some of these sneaky drop hatches, and potentially the double walls as well. But I really don't see him getting much use, so you could have left them open.
Because Lion's up again.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Certainly Lion is available. Glaz, no surprise there. Echo, also no surprise, because he is very, very strong on that bottom floor. And Clash being the final one, so we're actually going to see Mira being let through inside of Oregon.
Yeah, Glass really powerful on the bigger maps as well, because he's able to get so many angles, and especially when you're playing the longer range game, Glass is going to have a huge impact here. So I'm not surprised by Glass, but we'll have to see what we see in terms of the attack and defense, because attacking is going to be Barrage first and defense is going to be Guidance. Mira is locked in, as you would expect. No Lion currently locked in for Barrage, but remember, you do get that 6th pick, so you can swap something in and out. Thermite, Sledge, and Willow loves Sledge. I mean, we saw a lot of
He loves the Elliot. He loves the Elliot. I believe primarily on Xbox he was a Thatcher kind of guy, but Thatcher Sledge, give or take, it's the exact same weapon.
Yeah, and Ying, Capital, Zofia. It's going to be Smoke, Jaeger, Mira, Bandit, Maestro. Lots of zone control for the defense here from Guidance, and looking where they are going to land that first bomb. It is going to be Kid's bedroom, so it's going to be a Kid's bedroom assault coming out here, and that means we are looking for a lot of floor control coming in on the first floor, you imagine. Going in kitchen, dining hall, make sure you get control of that, and then put the hatches up towards the Kid's bedroom, and you want to make sure that those dorm stairs you can control as well.
Yeah, certainly it will be more of an aggressive hold downstairs inside of the kitchen, a strategy that we do see quite common, and especially with Mira being let through, it makes that hold a lot more easier. We may be lacking a bit of a Castle on the side of Guidance, because Castle is very good in locking down a lot of those potential angles that you can get cut off from inside of the kitchen. Quite interestingly enough, sometimes we see teams impact in towards meeting and really extend that hold a lot more, but no, they're going to actually reinforce that and also put some bandit batteries onto that also. So yeah, a lot of heavy denial that they're going to try and implement in towards that meet, and make sure that it only really forces Barrage in towards that west side, which is exactly where Mira will really excel into. And like you said, the white stairs is always going to be a main area that they're going to want to try and hold as well.
Maestro already clearing out some, opening some angles down there on the first floor, making sure they have good control of that kitchen area. You want to make sure that you prevent an easy push in from that floor up through the white stairs as well. So we'll have to see where Barrage decide to move through. Tower is going to be their assault point for a couple of their members. And again, Tower will lead you another way into that second floor, which will allow you to have another angle going into the Kid's bedroom.
Well, Barrage, they seem to be taking it towards those Kids' bedroom window. This is a strategy which we have seen a big uprise in, where all you need to take is control of that big tower, and towards the rear stage you have these angles cut off, and then you just play the windows very, very aggressively. Capitao really excels with those asphyxiating bolts. Blackout, he may be looking to get a little bit frisky. He sees the Sledge, and Willow not going to be ready for that. Excellent bit of aggressive peek from Blackout. Maybe looking for a double kill as well, because the shotgun can do a lot of damage on those windows.
I'm a little bit confused. I felt like Barrage had complete intel in terms of people inside that room, so Willow just overstepping his mark a little bit. Oh, Kiza just trying to get some shots on the angle there, but Wiz picks up a kill on the sidelines, but it does look like Kiza has got a lot of lockdown into that Kid's bedroom. This is a heavy assault on those Kid's bedroom windows now, and you can see Boogie's going to open up another angle here, going to force some different defensive patterns now out of Guidance. It's Capital again, just looking to create space. There's the arrows coming in now. Again, looking for a peek. Kiza, very aggressive on this Capital. It's sort of a skill that he transferred over from his Xbox days. He was a very aggressive player, but does get picked up by Hayes as he takes an aggressive peek. It was a dangerous peek there, though, Demo.
Just the intel that is not going to be gathered by Barrage really affecting them going into this final minute of the round. Boogie, he will start to take up the fallen position of his comrade. Couple of Candelas as well, maybe going for the swing in, but it is very aggressive, and he is aggressive. Jump out from him, eliminates the Ying, but he will be detected outside, but that doesn't matter as Vex picks up one on the Shady. Down to Wes, who walks into the pre-fire of Kendrew. What plays from the players of Guidance. Almost about to say train hard, because Kendrew, he plays inside the Challenger League for a different team.
It felt a little bit forced from Barrage there.
Yes,
it definitely felt very forced. I mean, that for me felt like a shock and awe tactic. You went straight for kids' bedroom windows. There was no tactical first floor play. It was all straight. I didn't mean that sequence of words there.
That's going to be a lower third in a minute.
It's straight up to the kids' floor windows and just bash those windows in and try and find peaks left, right, and center. That feels like you're relying more on your mechanical skill and less on your tactics. Which I'm not going to sort of spew it too quickly, but for guys that made that transition from Xbox to PC, where a lot of the Xbox wins came through gun skill outskilling each other, it definitely felt like a tactic that is transferred across, and didn't quite work out here, where PC it's much easier to hit your shots and very hard on an offensive capability when you have just a box window on defense to shoot through a window to make those plays happen. I'm
loving the aggression that he actually did bring to that as well. He knows that they had the man advantage. At least if you can secure that kill, even if you get traded out, you've still done the damage. You've eliminated that window potential that Ying can be so devastating on with those Candelas. But certainly just the lack of drones from Barrage really affecting them there inside of that late game. They don't know where these players are. They didn't have anybody stationed over towards that big double window, which is quite a shock, because that cuts off a lot of the rotations that the defenders try and implement. Potentially, if somebody wanted to try and escape from that top floor, then they could have caught off that rotation, catching them whenever they do try and rotate in towards the white stairs. So a bit of a puzzling, definitely, like you said, very, very forced that they tried to work as much as they could, but it just fell in the execution of it.
All right, things switching up here. Guidance have kept their same, mostly their same roster. Has anything changed on the side of Barrage? Looks like they've got the Thermite, the Sledge, the Ying.
Seems to be the same,
Capital,
I believe.
Yeah, so they're running with similar, I think, the same on both sides right now for Guidance.
Guidance, they have picked up Kendrew on that Ella, and Ella, quite interestingly enough, she will be rocking the FO12, the semi-automatic shotgun that you may think, oh, that's a bit strange. Not really, because in Oregon, we have seen this be primarily used over the Scorpion in most circumstances, mostly because it provides that destructibility factor, and it does do a lot of damage, a lot of hefty damage on the side of the Ella. Can really burn people up close and personal inside of the kid's bedroom, which you can see that's where he will be playing inside of. Willow trying to work his way in towards the dining, establish the first bit of beachheading, and Kiz is set up for these crossfires.
So the bombs that we're currently defending right now, is it basement bombs right now?
Yes.
Supply, and so it looks like kid's bedroom is obviously trying to control kitchen and dining, because that's where you're going to want to get above those bombs in the basement. And suddenly, a lot of open floor on kid's bedroom here. I mean, Ela just opening everything that she can see to provide those angles to the floor below.
Whiz, kiting around the Ella, right around the beds. There you go, Kendrew, finally. But that has wasted just a good bit of time on the players of Barrage. Look at these crossfires really set up, but nobody's going to follow up on the push. This is where Lion would be so strong for Barrage if they did go ahead and pick him up, but no. This is how well that you can see the player of Kendrew, the very patient, very dictating the play. It really slows down Barrage. First Candela will go in quite smartly. You can see that Kendrew, he will lie down, step up, and gets the shotgun blast onto Boogie. This is where it becomes so devastating. The coordination just not there for Barrage. No refrag going in. Kizza trying his best to potentially try and shut down the L. The shotgun comes out. Kizza wins that engagement. 50 seconds to go, and that will finally be the Ella falling.
That was a really nice duck down from Ella behind the bed to make sure that even when the Candelas came through, he wasn't immediately visible. He jumped up, get a couple of shotguns there. A 1-for-1 trade in the end, but it's a lot of time wasted because now it's only 40 seconds and all you've secured is the second floor. You had to spend a lot more time now trying to secure that first floor, and you can see Smoke still has plenty of time. You're never going to get through those stairs now because he has got all of those smoke grenades left to control that area with such little time to go. Vex picks up a kill onto Shade. He gets another kill onto Kizza. This is all she wrote for Barrage in this round. You can't help but feel as the plant does try to come through. The diffuser is down, but it is a 4 versus 1. This should be an easy cleanup as Willow does pick up one, immediately traded by Harris.
Oh, Harris.
And defenders end up winning the round. I don't even think the diffuser went down there, actually. They didn't get the time because of the smoke bomb, but that was a very, very quick cleanup by Guidance.
Oh, Harris just spraying with the Alda. That's the real strength that the Alda has, where essentially there is no hip-fire recoil, and as you can see, well, quite a comedic way to end the round, but certainly Kendrew doing most of the pulling work inside of that. Round 4, the players of Guidance, and certainly I did like the flank that Vex established with that Jaeger, trying to catch the players of Barrage even more so, because that's the thing. You've seen the first roamer waste so much time, came down to the minute mark, then they sent another roamer up, and then he just came in for the final blow to really strike down that entire attack that Barrage had.
Alibi coming in. Oh, she gets switched over to Valkyrie. I was expecting an interesting addition here for Guidance, but it is going to be the Valkyrie coming through. Castle, like you said, which was sorely missing on the first round, even though Guidance got the win there. They do now have the castle for the kids' bedroom. Yeah, no, it's first floor. It's kitchen and kitchen and dining. Because remember, they've won 2 in a row, so they have to go to that third site. So they are forced onto the kitchen and dining.
Yeah, this is the thing that I did talk about, where you have put yourself into a bit of a disadvantage as a defender, because if you're going to play Oregon, once you win those first 2 bomb sites, the other 2 do not look that much appealing compared to what you previously played. Mira will help a big ton inside of this round, simply because Mira can really shut down a lot of that potential pushing power that, you know, operators there like Ying can provide. Running straight in towards the dining, those Mira windows always give you that significant advantage inside the firefights. But really all we're expecting from Barrage is they walk in, clear the parts of small tower that they need, they take control of the bathroom, and then they simply walk in, plump beside the sofa, and that should be pretty simple for Barrage to overcome this defense of Guidance.
No need to control kids' bedroom, or is that going to be something that they...
No, I don't think so.
No, not at all. So you're not bothered about the sort of the top-down view, but already Kendrew picks up a kill onto...
Oh, that's massive.
It's a big kill as well. It's onto Thermite. The hard breach is gone. So they've only got Sledge now, which is going to be difficult for them to deal with. An initial kill. Barrage can't be giving kills away in the first 30 seconds of a round like that, especially kills that are so easy to pick off. And now it's a 4 versus 5 on what is a very simple attacking formula, like you said.
To be fair, they don't really need it, the Thermite, because as you can see, Guidance, they left that entire soft wall soft. Harris, he eliminates Boogie, so that's going to be Ying off the board. The pushing power that potentially could have been established by Barrage will be eliminated, but he gets fragged right back. So we will see a 3 versus 4 leading into not even a minute gone, and already you can see a lot of power coming out of the players of, I keep saying train hard because Kendrew, but no, it's Guidance. Another quick run out from the Valkyrie. What a shot, I must say. Great Valkyrie camera. I'm stealing that one in rank, 100%.
Absolutely, as they can spy out what I think here is Willow on the sidelines. That is the Sledge they see. You can see Valkyrie lining up a shot. Shots coming through immediately. Doesn't get the shot.
Close.
And Willow and Kizza still left alive in this game. The Xbox duo from the previous roster, they are still alive and kicking in this round, but they've got plenty of work to do as Kizza makes that aggressive move. Will reveal his location. Sledge goes down as Willow takes the L. And now it is just Kizza versus the world. Does look to get an aggressive shot there. Has to move immediately because of that grenade that came through. Might have been a flashbang. But now Kizza has got a big task on his hands. He's looked to open up angles, but how many angles do you need to get a 4 kill here? Especially when everything is now covered by Barrage. They know you're on that first floor. They're going to look to make an aggressive push. There's the window. Can Kizza get it? No, he can't. Kendrew, the absolute star of this round on the Valkyrie, picks up the win for Guidance.
This is why he's in Challenger League. This is exactly why the quality that this guy has. Hipfire Deagle as well. Not the easiest thing to pull off, but certainly he does the damage into that Barrage attack, and Barrage, kind of from the word go, they just got completely wiped from that. They didn't have a look in inside that round. The aggressive peaks coming out from the Valkyrie, using those black eyes as the best of his ability as he can, and look at that scoreboard. 4 kills, 1 kill each for the players of Barrage except Willow.
So 3-0 right now. Barrage have not looked like they've even got a foot in the door here, not even a finger in the door.
More like a foot in the grave.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly looks like they're heading that way. This could very well be lining up to be what you said, a very quick 6-0, 6-1 scoreline for Guidance, who looked strong on defense. Barrage have got to make a shake-up here. They're not going to shake up their operators, though. Going to run with that same setup once more. Just need to be a bit better on that gun skill. Don't give away any silly kills in the first 30 seconds of the round. And it is going to be a tough offense, though. It is that kid's bedroom, one of the easier defense sites on Oregon. And it is going to be Guidance looking for their 4th win of this round.
So a bit of the similar story that we're seeing from Guidance. No real change from their setup. pretty much the exact same, if I'm not mistaken. Barrage still rocking with that same attacking lineup as well. Last time we seen them trying to establish that big tower control in towards the meeting, cut off rotations, which I actually believe Wiz did manage to pick up. I believe it was Harris on the flank, but nonetheless, really Barrage, they went full on in towards that kid's bedroom, but the quick peeks and the maneuverability that really Guidance had over Barrage just proved to be enough, and really, I'm expecting kind of a similar thing again.
All right, so we're in. Barrage, a little bit more solid on the offense here. They haven't lost anybody. I'm going to call not losing anybody in the first 30 seconds a win for Barrage. And I'll just see where they look to mount their offense. See lots of defensive sections coming through here from Guidance as Harris just controlling a lot of these angles here. You can see Mira again so useful on this defense point. That is going to be a tower start here for the Barrage boys. They're going to look to move in through tower, then try and get some kind of breach onto that second floor.
Just a bit of the drone work being established by Barrage. This is pretty much the exact same setup they had last time. I believe that they have rotated in Kiza right below the garage and also Sherry inside of the armory. So they're trying to maybe, I believe, switch up things, and they're actually maneuvering towards that balcony area in towards the master bedroom. So they have switched up their attack strategy. They still have a good bit of time to go, but the main thing that they have to do is get rid of those bandit charges that will be there. Actually, they're not going to be there. A bit of a misplay on the side of Guidance, not having those shock wires to deny the access to that thermite. Maybe they were expecting that same kid's window push, but no. Barrage, quite smartly, saying, that didn't work last time, let's try something else. Blackout in a very aggressive position. We can see a lot of devastation coming out on the side of the smoke. We've seen this here in the past with players right inside of that corner, but he does get thrown out and has to rotate. So still a minute on the clock. Harris, he will get the first kill on the Kiz. That quick jump out of that shower window does the damage that he needed to do for his team, eliminates the big threat of those asphyxiating bolts. And this is where the rest of the players of Barrage are going to have to stack up and start pushing in towards the heart of the bomb site.
Just can't help but feel Lion would have been 10 times better in these push situations where you just need to have a blitz-style tactic, especially with what we've seen from Barrage so far. They have changed things up, though. They're not going for a kid's window assault, which they did in the previous time. They are just looking to slowly maneuver their way in. They do have a foothold, which is good. It's better than they were in the position before. They've got a little bit of a foothold on this second floor now. But there is a flank, a bit of a roam coming out right now, and that could end up right behind the Barrage roster if they're not careful. The smoke grenades start to come out. They've got 30 seconds to work with, and I tell you what, Guidance are so good at holding onto those smokes until they need them most. They know exactly where Barrage are trying to enter these rooms, and that smoke is going to constantly force Barrage into an awkward position. Another smoke grenade comes out. I think I just heard that come through. Zafir looking for an entry point. The diffuser starting to come through as Willow picks up a kill with the frag. Hayes actually ends up getting a kill in return, a 1-for-1 at the end of the day. And Guidance now starting to move in. Vex with that roam, I think, came through. Got a massive 2-4 as Kendrew goes down to Shady, but defenders have already picked it up. Guidance pick another win on the board. And that is a 4-0 into round 5 now.
Well, we literally just watched the replay of the last match that we've seen, because it's pretty much a similar story. One team just completely stomping out the other team. Look at that. That just explains it.
Yeah, I mean, look, honestly, actually, it's not like anyone's super running away with it on Guidance. Everybody across the board is doing okay, but Kendrew and Vex, both themselves, picking up the majority frags here. And Willow and Kizzer, I think, actually end up having the kills, or maybe Shady end up having the kills here.
I think there's about 3 of them there and 2 kills.
Yeah, Shady and Willow and Kizzer and Wiz on 1. Unfortunately, Boogie not having the time of his life. But again, Barrage, I just don't think they're utilizing the best operators they could for this kind of situation. Maybe they're just not comfortable with Lion's gun. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of.
Lion has a very solid gun, 50 rounds in the chamber. You can't really go wrong with, you know, a very still slow rate of fire, but does a good chunk of damage. Bit of a weird one that they're not really taking that.
Guidance have, after winning that first floor defense of kitchen dining room, put themselves with a very easy defense with smoke on basement. And this is going to be a really easy closeout for them, you feel, unless Barrage pull out something special. And to be honest, Barrage have not changed a single operator this entire attacking format. They really haven't shown much adaptability in terms of what's working and what isn't. Maybe they're just thinking that individual mechanical mistakes are leading to their downfall here. But overall, they have not adapted, and Guidance look in a really solid position.
they just haven't done the basics right. They haven't droned enough, in my opinion. You can see that whenever just talking about that previous round where we've seen the 4 people all ready to pounce on the player that is Kendra, who's going to be in the exact same position like he was last time. They had all the crossfire set up, they had the drones in, but nobody was there to go for the push. That's the big thing for me. You're sitting there, you're holding angles, but nobody's really following up. And even whenever you did see Boogie run in with the Ying, he got completely shut down because there wasn't any drones to help him with that final push. And then there was also nobody there to get the refrags. You need to keep the refrags available for you and your team. You need to keep the numbers game as even as you can, or if not, in your favor, if that is possible. I can kind of see the same picture coming out from Barrage unless they actually want to push this time.
Let's take a look at how things are shaping up, and again, it is slow. I mean, Barrage really, they either go hard or they go very slow, and this time it's another slow push. They look like they're going in for some assaults around that kitchen area, trying to secure that first floor. Again, they can open up some of that that ceiling area, and that will give them some potential to at least get some viewpoints onto basement.
Kendra using good work with that semi-auto, creates himself a little rotation hole and could potentially be on for a flank, as the players of Barrage are not even interested in attacking that Ella once again. As you can also see, Vex in a very nice position up in top of that attic, provides a lot of rotations as well.
Exactly, but not trying to go for this Ella really will bite you. If you leave this down to around 30 seconds and you try to go down through the laundry stairs where Smoke's going to have control, Ella can just find another roam and Kendra can look to come behind you and take you all out in previous. And you can see again, he's got plenty of options now. They know that he's there, but no one's trying to respond to him. Everyone is just leaving Ken on the second floor, and he's going to have free roam when it gets down to 30 seconds and the pressure is on for Barrage, because they will not be looking back towards the second floor when their primary goal is assaulting that basement.
This is ingenious from Kendra, using the shotgun to try and create some lines of sight down in towards that drop hatch. I believe he might be able to get a kill onto Ying. If it's actually going to be, I believe, Thermite. And Kizm, the Capitaya, actually does get eliminated. What a play from Kendra. He sends his team very much into the lead. Wiz trying his best, but the C4 will come out from Hayes, will eliminate him, but in the midst of that, the diffuser gets planted. Willow eliminates Vex, trying to go for that roam game, but still, you have the player off Kendra alive and well, can really wreck house with the shotgun, but no, Shady will be there. Blackout is actually going to try and defend the diffuser. Blackout pushes straight up in towards the stairs. Harris on extremely low HP, and Barrage, I believe they might actually manage to win their first round, and that will be the case. No, it misses, and he actually manages to get the shots. That was too close to call. Willow misses a frag grenade, but doesn't miss a headshot. And Barrage, well, they will not be getting 6-0, but certainly still in the gutter, but at least they get something for their troubles.
That is a really, really big win for Barrage, not only for their confidence, but also for that scoreline going into their defense. That should have been a simple defense for Guidance. Again, some nice moves by Ken on the top floor, but Barrage were not concerned with that. They were very happy to try and use that disarray of Guidance to move down and get that diffuser planted. Once that diffuser went down, I actually don't know how that diffuser went down so easily. How did they give up that basement control? Did they just not have a smoke? I think they did have a smoke, didn't they?
Yeah, they had the Capiteo bolts.
The Capiteo bolts came out.
That kind of covered it off. Sure, you could see the gas canisters come in, but it missed its target.
Yeah.
Because those lines of sight were covered off by the smoke.
Again, they let them into that basement too easily, their Guidance, and Barrage getting at least one win on the board is a very, very good thing for them. And now they are the ones that have to defend, and if I do remember, a lot of good defense came out from the likes of Willow and Kizza in the previous Prem. They were pretty solid on those defensive operators.
Attackers need to locate and
so Guidance, they will be taking the Lion. Bravo for them, seeing the
OP operator.
Very strong operator that is Lion. Going to use that to the best of its ability. Still also has the Ying in there as well, so a lot of scary operators being established by Guidance. They only have the one form of hard breach, so we're not seeing Habana either. I don't think we've seen Habana at all today. Also in the previous matchup, it was completely Thermite.
Yeah, no, I think Thermite has 100%.
That's a bit strange.
100% right now in the Prem, Thermite, in terms of appearances.
And he still is, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've seen Thermite almost every round here. That hard entry, just irreplaceable it feels for some teams in these scenarios. It is going to be a, I think it's a, is that a basement defense here? Yeah, that is a basement defense here. So it is going to be a basement defense to start off with Barrage. They do have the smoke. Smoke probably one of the strongest operators in the basement Barrage because of how important those laundry stairs are for the plant.
I'm also a bit confused to why there's no Mira on the side of Barrage. you have the Mira available, which would significantly enhance your defendable capabilities for the downstairs, and you're not taking it. It's like they see that Lion's available and they don't take it, and they see that Mira's available and they don't take it either. The two most banned operators, and you're not going to play them.
Mira is such a powerful tool, especially combined with smoke on this basement when you have that supply closet to work with. Interesting that you wouldn't go for it, but maybe something that Guidance just aren't working with right now. Maybe you don't have to play completely meta. They feel more comfortable with something like the Legion, which comes through here as well. They're also running with the Maestro, so getting some info as well while they can.
First bit of utility will be used by the players of Guidance at E1D, and also Candela. Two Candelas will be used by Haze. They did see a couple of players inside of the kitchen area, but since then they have rotated using that nice rotation hole that the smoke does use. You know, that shotgun is amazing for creating those rotation holes. That's kind of why you bring him, not just to stop the plant, but just the sheer utility that he brings with that pump. Does a lot of work, especially whenever you're trying to make these rotation holes inside of the meeting area. Willow, he does have this mute jammer, which is going to be very good at countering that Lion charge, because if you did not know, if you do stand inside of a mute charge, but I was about to say that, but he does not keep him invulnerable from the bullets that Vex have rained down upon him. Still one more player right in the back of the rear stage. Vex trying to hunt for him. A couple of drones would be nice at this location. Shady, he stands up, but straight away gets put right back down, as that will be another kill for Vex. And this does square things off in Guidance Gaming's favor.
Yeah, and they are very close to securing a 5-1 lead here. It has to be a very big comeback from Barrage. They still have the potential to make this defense happen, but the offense is looking very good. The Lion, again, so good for breaching, so good for fighting entry frags. Every angle seemingly covered here as well. And now the pressure is on Barrage to react.
This is where the Yings and the asphyxiating bolts will be put down, as Boogie, he will be flamed out. Kizza misses that smoke grenade, and the E1D also will be established. Wiz manages to get one for his troubles, but the defuse will be planted. Actually, it's not, as it was stopped by that C4. Another smoke caster goes in, as also the Candelas are returned in the favor. Wiz, another one for him. Double kill for Wiz.
Double for Wiz.
Big for him, but Kendra, he swings on around and just down to the mute. This will be a clutch ace if he manages to find these two, but as you can see, Vex on the back and Kendra attempting to go for the plant. 10 seconds on the clock. The mute will have to play very, very big. Kendra establishing the diffuser, but Vex, he will be there, misses the shots, but no. Wiz just barely does get caught out by that ACOG, and once again, Guidance Gaming, they take the first attack and they put themselves on match point.
I tell you what, that got a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. After that single double from Wiz right there, he put themselves into a 2 versus 2, but unfortunately they were not able to get through Vex, who's been a brilliant player for Guidance so far. And the Lion really coming through, showing you what it can do in terms of getting you into those offensive positions, because Lion is such a good breach sort of supplement with your attacking team. And I don't imagine that Guidance are going to switch things up here. You're probably going to see the Lion coming through again. You can see Thatcher, you can see Capitao, and you can see also Vex at the top of the scoreboard with Kendrew there, 8 and 7 apiece. Lion, Thatcher, Ying, Thermite, Capitao, Mute, Legion, Maestro, Smoke, and Jaeger. No Mira again right now for Barrage. And you have to feel this is going to be a kid's bedroom defense, because there's really no other place that you want to take right now. Or it could be basement again. Oh, it's basement again. All right, they're going for basement.
They could have went for the kids. Probably, in my eyes, they should have went for the kids, because that just didn't work out for them whatsoever. Sure, Wiz got a couple of kills, but in the end, things didn't work out for them.
I guess maybe you're not running Mira because of the prevalence of Capitao. I don't know. Maybe you're just worried that Capitao is going to absolutely ruin your day.
Maybe it's just because they want to keep these main 5 operators. Yeah, sure, all of them have their advantages, but really, what does Legion bring in terms compared to a Mira?
A bit of zone control?
It does, but then look how much zone control Mira brings.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So it's a bit of a weird one for me. They have these very powerful operators in their hands, but they're going to say no. Very, very shocking.
The defense starts to rile up here. A very important one for Barrage. Should they lose this, they lose the series, and Guidance will take those 3 points right away from their rivals. And Barrage, although with only one sort of round on the board in this particular game, they will still not be having a pretty scoreline to work with. A 6-1 is only slightly better than a 6-0. So they definitely want to at least start to mount these defensive plays a bit better. And Guidance already making their move onto the south side of the building.
So Guidance, they have all the power in their capable hands. Even if they do lose this round, they still have that little bit of fallback available, or they only have to win one attack. And certainly even if Barrage win the next two defense, and they will have to go for a very bad one in terms of kitchen and dining, and then also the big tower and rear stage if they're feeling risky. Certainly, they still have Boogie playing this Alda, who really hasn't done a whole lot. Maestro, a very strong operator currently inside of the meta, just the sheer intel that he provides to potentially any smoke plants, and that Alda is a menace of a gun, as we already did see Guidance prove that to themselves. Exact same setup on the side of Barrage. Quite interestingly, Kiza is not going to be running the shotgun, and instead the FMG9.
What difference would that make overall? Just a bit more quick reaction, longer range?
Sure, it gives you another gun, but then again, you're missing out the potential of the shotgun, which can do a lot of damage in close range, that destructibility factor. He could make himself some own rotation holes potentially. And then of course you have the SMG11, which is pretty much a primary anyway, so you don't really need the FMG9.
There's the Legion doing a bit of work. Already just putting some pressure on, and actually ready, the Lion going down. Kendro popped off by Shady. That is a good start here for Barrage. But it's a quick return as Kiza goes down, so that will be Kiza being lost, the smoke and all the zone control that provides, as Willow goes down to Hayes again. Hayes on fire as Hayes gets a third here in this trade, and that's going to be Shady going down. Complete control of the map right now for Guidance, only losing the Lion, and they've got very, very few options now as Maestro just trying to control those laundry stairs, but he has got so many angles to worry about. Up, left, right, center, coming down from the other side as well. And Guidance in a 4-for-2 situation. We have seen weirder things in terms of a comeback. There's the Thermite opening things up, and now Maestro has to worry. He does get one. He trades back into Harris. He trades another one. That's a double kill for Boogie. He's starting to open up here. But the diffuser has been picked, and now Wiz and Boogie match up again. 2 versus 2. Haz and Vex. Vex has been the standout guy so far. Can he bring it back once more? They do have that entry of Ying, remember, and that can be very powerful in these clutch situations.
Boogie playing extremely big whenever his team needs him to. This is still match point. If Barrage want any look at potentially a draw, well, they will have to win these next 4 rounds on the bounce. You can see the back push will start to be the option. Opening up for Guidance. Last Candela, I believe, will also be chucked in momentarily by Hayes. Vex there trying to challenge the peak. C4 gets tossed out, but Mute doesn't manage to land anything with that, but we'll see the head of Hayes. Double kill for Wiz. Clutches up for his team, and Barrage, at least they keep themselves in it for one more round.
One more round and one more round, and suddenly we're building back to an appropriate scoreline for Barrage. Heading all the way to round 8. I think after that attacking phase, you would not have expected this, but the defense is strong from Barrage. They just need to keep doing it. The loss of the Lion early on may be hitting Guidance harder than we thought, and they couldn't quite... I don't think they played it slow enough. I think they all went in on that Thermite, expecting to have those angles all sewn up with the laundry stairs. Maybe if they'd looped someone around laundry stairs and had someone on top of the hatch, they would have had a pincer movement onto the bottom side of the floor, and they might have been able to get the kill there. But they all in that hatch when Thermite came through, and that was their folly.
Yeah, just I would say great play from Boogie, being able to adapt to that scenario, hit his shots whenever he needed to. If he did miss those shots then, that would have been a completely different round because he would have been punished by that. But nonetheless, the final 2 remaining defenders did manage to clutch up when they needed to. But really, how long can they hold out? Still match point for Guidance. Barrage, we're asking a lot of them to actually pull this back. They will have this kid's bedroom defense available for themselves, and you really aren't bringing anything out of the ordinary. Still the exact same lineup that they have brought every single time. Guidance, on the other hand, I believe that they have switched out the Thatcher for the Buck, knowingly because they will be attacking the kid's bedroom. Buck is very, very strong in using that top-down verticality from below, inside kitchen, rip up the majority of the floors. Even can be used to get rid of an anchor inside of Armory, which is exactly where Barrage will try and station someone into. So I am liking the kind of counter pick, moving in towards the Buck, who can provide so much for a top floor defense.
Attackers recover the diffuser. Attackers' objective is to locate
Barrage have got to pull out a miracle play again. I mean, it's been good. I mean, some of the defense has been really strong. And Guidance, they've brought in a Buck for the first time, like you were talking about, and that does shape things up. It gives them a bit more entry points, allows them to cover more angles as well. And that is something that Vex has been very good at doing, finding those entries, finding those angles, getting the entry frags too. Maybe this is the shape-up that they needed, and Guidance have shown a bit more than Barrage in terms of adaptability as well. Guidance have been able to adapt to the situation when they feel like their tactics need changing, whereas Barrage have been quite stoic. kind of stuck in their ways almost in terms of what they've been picking for every situation. Maybe that is going to be their downfall here. However, we said that previously. We said that on the previous 2 rounds of Barrage were struggling, and they managed to get the kills, and they managed to get the round. It's going to be the push onto tower, the standard tower take here to find that entry point for the second floor onto Kid's bedroom.
They're very split inside of their push. You can see some people over towards the big tower, some of them entering through towards the mid floor, and then also you can see the Lions stationed over towards the double. So a lot of rotations that they're going to try and cut off. This is the thing that I said Barrage needed to do in their attacks. They just didn't do that. Willow playing very aggressive, using those holes that Vex used, well, he tried to use against them, and picks up that kill onto the buck. So this is looking very good for Barrage. They keep themselves in it just a little bit longer. Still half the round to go. Guidance have, you know, plenty of utility still. The EE1Ds, the Candelas, the asphyxiating bolts, all that kind of stuff that they still have. And he may be looking geared to attempt the push on towards the armory. It's going to be a very risky one because you will be, you know, going against somebody who has that big rotation hole to try and, you know, kind of play those mind games where he may be inside but he may be outside at the same time. It's really going to be a bit of a sticky one, I would say, for the players of Guidance.
Losing Buck is really important, though, because suddenly now you're a little bit less concerned about defense on the first floor, because all those angles that would be opened up from down below are not going to happen as easily. And Vex also being one of the standout players for Guidance, the top fragger, also losing some slaying power on the side of Guidance. And that means Barrage are going to feel a little bit more comfortable with 45 seconds to go. Unless they make a major mistake here, they're definitely favored. That is a small major mistake. That doesn't really make sense. It's an oxymoron. But Harris gets the kill onto Shady and now secures things up 1-for-1. Now it is a 4 versus 4. Maybe, I mean, why would you ever jump out the window there? Oh.
What?
What?
What has just happened? Willow had just pulled off an insane play. Hiding inside of the cover at the time was all against the players of Guidance, and a triple kill for Willow. 4K inside that round. Manages to pull his team out of the gutter, and they respond with another round on the board. What was that round?
Barrage gaining confidence here, suddenly mounting a comeback, and honestly, it doesn't feel like it's over yet. We are 5-3. Guidance really have to pick the ball back up right now. And Barrage looking very solid in their defense. They've suddenly found their groove, and Willow, greedy Willow, making that transition from Xbox to PC, now on 10 kills for his defensive roster. The highest frags in the game going over to our boy Willow. Still work to be done, though. Still one more win that Guidance needs to put themselves on the board. But with 2 consecutive wins on defense now, Barrage have to defend the first floor or the tower. And that is the harder ask for these guys.
Yeah, this is the bomb site, which is going to be very easy for Guidance to really take control of. They should know it's either going to be the big tower or the rear stage, and then also down into the kitchen or dining, which I'm sure they will have an easier time. And once again, Barrage, still no Mira for them. That is a really big F for them, because typically on this bomb site, Mira makes that just that little bit more bearable, a little bit more defendable. That's why we've seen Guidance defend it so easy with those Mira windows that really sanctioned off a lot of the potential pushing power that you kind of seen Barrage tried to implement, and this will heavily weaken the Barrage side.
Yeah, this is the test now for Barrage, because remember, the defensive options on Oregon are good if you get to rotate between basement and second floor. And then when you get asked to defend another bomb site on Oregon, that's where things start to test you a little bit, and this is definitely a difficult defense without Mira, like you said. This is Guidance's chance now to secure this out as a 6-3 and potentially take this out. Barrage, however, are really up in confidence. They've been winning without Mira so far. Maybe they can continue to do so. Guidance have switched things up with an Ashe and a Thermite, so double hard entry coming through to an extent. There's also going to be a Thatcher and a Dokkaebi for the first time in the Prem today. So Dokkaebi finally gets her chance to show her stuff here on the Guidance gaming roster.
So you can see the majority of the players of Guidance will be formed outside of that small tower, and of course that's typically what we're expecting, is it will be a full onslaught, or you could say a full barrage onto this defense. Certainly Kendry will try and enter his way in. First time Dokkaebi being shown inside this matchup. Comboed with the Lion. This is what the combo I talked about will be very, very devastating on the side of Barrage, unless they can play some pretty quick gun skill action. You can see the setup that Barrage have, where they have the potential for the refrag. Shady trying to cover Willow, equally Willow trying to cover Shady in this scenario, and Wiz could potentially swing on round and get a refrag for himself.
Alright, Guidance and Barrage here. Oh, the shots coming at the feet. Wiz missed every shot on the foot there. Didn't manage to get any damage onto Guidance. He did have the eyes on though, so they might know where Thermite is set up. I think that was a Thermite trying to set up on a hard entry point there. Wasn't quite sure. But regardless, Barrage did have an opportunity to try and take an initial advantage here, but couldn't do so. As Guidance now look to reset and reform. Still lots of time on the clock right now.
You can see Shady, he has set himself up in a position to potentially grab a kill onto somebody who may want to rotate over towards those dining doors quite smartly. The castle has seen a potential weak point that Barrage, or should I say Guidance, may have to force themselves into, as he will try and go for the peek. Does he see the Thatcher? He does, but equally Thatcher sees him. Doesn't want to peek it again first. EE1D will also be sent out along with those logic bombs. Plant will be attempted. Any C4s could try and deny this. Vex picks up one onto Wiz, 5 versus 4, but Shady will swing around and deny the defuse going down. Another kill coming out as well on the side of Barrage, but Vex, what a shot from him onto Willow. The quick peek diffuser's actually been planted inside of that Chaos, so down to Boogie Kizza. And also Shady to try and clutch it up for his team.
That was a big, big play there for Guidance. Now the pressure is onto Barrage. They have turned the defense into their attack and they have to make that move. They've lost Willow, their top fragger as well. And Barrage have got a lot of work to do as Vex goes down. Boogie picks up the kill. He's really been clutching it out for Barrage so far. 2 versus 3, but Hayes transfers back onto Kizza, who was already pretty low. Shah takes him down and Shady goes down to Hayes. Kendry gets the kill onto Boogie, and Guidance take the match 6-3.
So finally, Barrage do fall. We thought they were going to try and keep it as long as they could, but nonetheless, Guidance definitely having that more dominating performance, especially in the early stages of that matchup. But nonetheless, we've seen the attempted strategies that Barrage tried to play. We did see some moments of greatness, but also some moments of mistakes as well, I would also add. But nonetheless, Guidance, they take the win, and they do set nice and pretty up at the top with 6 points.